RDAllen right here playing Farming Simulator 22, and welcome back to the Upper Mississippi River Valley. Just finished picking up rocks here on Field 43. Everyone's favorite job here, right? Anyway, we'll bring this back to... Actually, I might be able to just have auto drive send this back to the farmyard here. Oh, what's the field right across from the farmyard? That is Field... 44 will be pretty close. We'll just go back to Field 44 with this. If you could kindly do that there, auto drive. Let's get rid of this course here as well. So yeah, we're finally a rock-free field, everyone. That means we can start planting. So we got 2 fields left to plant here yet for this season. Turn you on. There we go. Okay, and then got my tractor. Yeah, there it is. Actually parked right over here. Get set up here. We'll start planting. So again, we'll be putting corn in this field, everyone. And then the field that's right across from us here, that should be our field, right? If I'm not mistaken, yes, Field 45 there. The plan is going to be to plant soybeans in that field. And again, we didn't till that field at all, everyone. There are, as far as I know, unless it's changed here, there are no stones in that field. Oh, actually back to this one right here. I'm not used to seeing the stones one here. Again, as I've said many times before, typically I play with stones turned off. Yeah, I wonder why. No questions about as to why after the last 2 episodes, right? Yeah, nope, taking care of stones. I noticed in the comments here, I've gone through the comments too a little bit. You folks have kind of said the same thing I said too. Like they way overdid the stone. Oh, actually, speaking of stones, there's one right there. Oh my god, come on now, course play. Yeah, of course they're missing the corners there. So, oh well. I guess one spot of stones isn't gonna hurt. Is that actually? Yes, it does actually show up on the map there. Okay, and anything else missing? Not that I see. That's good. Anyway, I'm hoping we can get at least this field here finished this episode, and maybe even start on the soybeans here. We'll see once how long it takes. Oh, and you probably have noticed here, I don't remember, was this last episode or between episodes? I forget exactly when, everyone, but lower this down here. I am running a different Fendt tractor on this than I was before. We were running the Fendt 11... No, wait, no, 1042, I'm sorry. The Fendt 1042. Gotta get my Fendt numbers here right. Definitely not as familiar with the Fendt tractors as I am with the John Deere. So yeah, anyway, we were running the Fendt 1042. Now we're running the Fendt 1167 2-track here. The reason for that, everyone, I cannot refill this planter if I'm running the Fendt 1042. So yeah, definitely having issues refilling the planter with the Fendt 1042. So again, that's why I'm on this tractor here. I switched to 1167. I have no issues refilling. It refills just fine. So there's definitely something conflicting with that tractor and this planter as far as like refill goes. Don't know what or why. I suspect that one is probably all the additional functions that tractor has on it. You know, doors opening, windows opening, stuff like that. I suspect that's probably at fault. You know, features cool, but let's face it, how many folks actually ever use those features? It was like the IC controls. For those who remember IC controls back in previous versions of the game, I don't know that we really have IC controls anymore. I think it's more can just be done with base game functionality, right? So you don't necessarily need that as much. But that being said, you still have the IC controls like they used to be back in Farming Simulator 19 and 17, I think it was. Basically, the IC controls will let you interact with different parts of like tractor or other pieces of equipment for that matter, like opening doors and windows and like, folding stuff, unfolding stuff, opening hoods, you know, so on and so forth, right? I mean, all that stuff was kind of cool with the IC controls, Evan. But let's face it, how many people really actually ever use that? It's cool, but is it really needed? Nah, probably not. So kind of like the Fendt 1042, Evan. It's cool. But if it's going to cause problems with refilling planters and other vehicles, then, you know, that stuff can just go. Because let's face it, refilling the planter, I think, is a little bit more important than the coolness of being able to open and close my doors and windows. Now, maybe for some of you folks out there, like maybe like to play like uber realistic or something, like you actually like to open the door on your piece of equipment when you get in, I suppose, yeah, that might be kind of cool then, but at least for myself, I never get quite to that level of detail, obviously, here. Also get rid of that course play course. Don't really need course play open at the moment here as well. I plan on doing the planting here myself, at least on this field anyway. And most likely probably the next field as well. Like I said, I'm hoping we can get the soybeans here this episode. We are doing the same thing we did last time, by the way, as well. We are putting down 100 kilos. I guess that's kilos, right? Seems like a lot. 100 kilograms of N. 100 kilograms of N per hectare. That just sounds like a lot. Maybe that's just because of the communist units. I don't know. It sounds like a lot to me, but whatever. Oh, and this does remind me, though. I was also going to check and see once what our weed status was here. Now, again, we shouldn't have any weeds on this field, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. But the field we planted last episode, I think we'll have some weeds on it. Again, we did do some cultivation, so it shouldn't be a lot, but most likely there will still be weeds on that field. Anyway, we're going to make one more headland pass, and then we can start going, I don't know, does it make more sense to go up and down or side to side on this? I think, as you can tell probably from these lines here, Courseplay was going up and down like the long way on the field. Might just do the same thing here as well. We'll see once. You can also see, I don't know if you can tell from the map here, but we are getting a little bit more variable rate on our fertilizer there. It's not like constant shades. It's actually varying a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Oh, we're missing a little bit. Oh, boy. No, never good. Oh, well. We'll see once. Maybe when we go up and down or side to side, whichever way we do it here, maybe we'll get those missing spots. What happens here? Trying to maximize the width here. Suppose we could use our markers here for this. That actually probably would have been a really good idea, one. I should have used the markers for this going around the first time. Then I had a nice path to follow, right? Oh, well. Oh, you watch out. There's going to be a little narrow strip here. Actually, you know what? If I reposition here, we might... Yes, I think we get this, everyone. There we go. Got it. Always nice when you can finish up a little area like that and not have to go back and, get like your one row of shame. Obviously when you're harvesting them, you got the row of shame, but same thing when you're planting too, right? End up with your single pass of shame when you got to plant. And I think, of course, with a planter too, Evan, if you're going back over what was already planted, you, of course, have the potential to disturb rows you've already planted, which... probably less than ideal. We're going to miss some in this corner too, aren't we? Taking the Courseplay approach to it. Just try to turn the corner. Nope. Should have just stopped and backed up. Yeah, let's see. Do we want to go that way or this way? Usually I always go this way, Evan, so... I'm waiting if I want to go the long way. I don't think it really matters here, to be honest. I think we're just going to go this way, since this is the direction we're facing. So let's turn on our GPS, get this locked on here a minute. And I want a width on that if I could. Oh, wrong button. And width, correct, yep. There we go. GPS locked on. Now we're planting with GPS. Start going up and down the field there at this point. As I've said before, GPS still probably one of my favorite mods here. Obviously, if you'd asked me at any of the previous versions of this game, Evan, I would have definitely said GPS. 17 and 15, 13. But, I don't know. But 19 and 22 of the new version of GPS. I can't quite say absolute favorite, but still probably one of my favorite mods, Evan. If you're on the PC, you got to get yourself the GPS mod, in my opinion. Unfortunately, sorry for you console users. There's no GPS for the console that I know of. GPS is another, well, and I say GPS, I mean, I should call it the GS mod. The guidance steering mod. I've been told the mod creator gets a little uptight when you call it GPS, because technically it's the guidance steering, or GS mod, not GPS, GS. Leave out the P, right? There was the previous mod was called the GPS mod, so this one's called the GS mod. Anyway, so yeah, guidance steering, unfortunately, again, is a scripting style mod. So as we've discussed before on the channel, unfortunately, no scripting style mods are allowed, or third-party scripting style mods are allowed on the console. This did bring up an interesting conversation here. Oh, I think that was it 19? I think it was Farming Simulator 19. Interesting conversation. There are people like, wait a minute, what about the Seasons mod? That's a scripting style mod. How did Giants let that one through then? Well, for those of you who followed the information there, the reason they let that one through is because Giants actually put the scripts in, not the mod. So seeing as how Giants essentially released the scripts, then it was no longer a third-party script, that one, because Giants did it. So now, yeah, again, hopefully that makes sense. It's not a third-party script at that point. So, yep, unfortunately, no GPS for the console. I still think that's a little bit ridiculous, in my opinion, that the game does not actually, like, have GPS built into it. I mean, come on, this is Farming Simulator 22, right? Like, where is our GPS? With that being said, I have to assume maybe part of that has to do with the fact that if you watch any of the European farm channels, I don't know if I've ever seen any of them that actually use GPS. Quite that confusingly, if you ask me, but whatever. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I think we'll have enough seed and fertilizer here to finish this field. I do have our truck sitting over here with more seed if needed. And so far, I just have seed in. Oh, and this reminds me, too, Evan, I did actually send the truck down. Between episodes, I also picked up a tank that will hopefully allow us to refill the liquid fertilizer on this. I don't know if that'll work or not, Evan. I wanted to give it a try. I was looking through some of these stuff I had. Found a tank I was hoping would work for refill. I don't know if it will or not. Probably should try putting just a little bit in it first. Otherwise, I waste 5,000 gallons of liquid fertilizer. That would not probably be a good day, Evan. Yeah, that would be a little bit of money there. We are making a very quick work of this field, if I'm not mistaken, Evan. A couple more passes, and I think we'll have this all wrapped up here, which is good. Because two things, Evan. We need to go check the weeds on the other field. I think I mentioned that already. And then we also need to go check the truck that was picking up the tank. Because, yeah, I was going to fix it here between episodes, but then it was just too good. Like, no, I got to show you folks on video what happened. And actually, I'm not even sure what happened. I don't actually know what happened. All I know is the truck is in a very strange place. And I'm like, how in the world did that truck ever get there? I don't know. I don't know. I have to assume there had to have been some sort of collision with something, and things did not go well, shall we say. So yeah, stay tuned here in just a couple minutes, and we'll go check that out here in a minute. For those of you following along on the series here, by the way, yes, we are doing corn on corn here. We had corn on this field last year, and we're planting corn on it again this year. Just a reminder, by the way, if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button there, everyone, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. And, of course, once you are subscribed, make sure you have notifications turned on. That way you get notified when the latest, greatest Upper Mississippi River episode goes live. And if folks notice there, but yeah, we got the missing spots there from the last pass. Just clean those up there a little bit. I don't know if it actually uses seed when it overlaps, does it? I don't know if I've paid that close attention to this. It's not going down particularly quick here anyway, so. Just leaving it down here a minute because I'm curious. Okay, no, it doesn't look like it's using seed or fertilizer. Now there it did, but that might be because I overlapped onto the grass there. I didn't use any seed, though. I did use a little bit of fertilizer. Okay, so that's good news, Evan. Like, if I am overlapping here, I don't have to worry about it wasting seed. And as long as I don't hit the grass, I don't have to worry about it wasting fertilizer either. Okay, there we go. Raising up. And might as well, actually, let's turn it off here. Then we'll fold it in. And then I'm going to actually have you drive over to, let's see, we need to go to field 45 next, right? Yep, field 45. Nice that the creator here, this actually, like, divided the field up. Rather than just having all the fields in one huge list, he's got, like, what, how did he split this up here again? 1 through 20? 1 through 21, 22 through 42, and then 43 through 63. Yeah, I think he did a nice job of that. As I said before, I'm going to notice something to keep in mind here with using this one here. They just go like to the field entrance. They don't do anything else. So, with that being said, I don't know. Yeah, auto drive doesn't probably particularly like some of these anyway, so that's probably about the best you can do on this map. Okay, turn that on. And while he's driving to the field, we're going to head over to the shop area here, because see if I can find it here a minute. It took me a while to find this in the first place, everyone, because I sent my truck down to the shop to pick up the trailer, which should be sitting back here yet. Yep, there's our, there's a tank, Evan. I'm hoping that'll hold liquid fertilizer and refill. Probably more importantly, that'll actually refill the liquid fertilizer. So no, I sent the truck down there. I'm like, what the heck? Where's the truck? And you folks maybe see it on the map here already. It took me a few minutes to spot it. But it is on the map there, everyone. And if we just run down the road here real quick a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, can I hop up on this? Hop up on that? Yeah, you folks see it? I guess I can't quite jump high enough. There we go. Like, what the heck, Evan? Let me actually see if I can just get in it here a minute. There we go. Just gotta get close enough to the fence and let me in it. So how in the world, Evan, like, train tracks maybe? Something, no, I got traffic. Yeah, I've got traffic turned off, Evan, so I don't think traffic would have done this. The nearest traffic light's over there. The only thing I can presume, Evan, maybe something with the train here, and, well, like, it's like almost parked perfectly in here. I'm like, look at that. It's like, what in the world? He's parked, like, nice in line with that. I have no idea, man. I have no idea how auto drive managed to. Anyway, we'll lift him up out of there. Finish driving to the shop here. We'll have them drive back. Yep, so I don't know what happened to that one. I don't know if folks have any good theories. Let me know. Throw it down in the comments there. But I thought that was a weird one. I had to show that to you folks on the video here. Hopefully this will actually, yes, it will. Perfect. I just noticed the hitch type there. It's like, oh boy, this is not technically the correct hitch on this truck for this, but hey, it works. Don't ask me why Farming Simulator has to have so many different hitch types. Okay, and then we're going to go back to... I'll go back to 45, I guess. That's probably pretty good. Drive to fuel station. Okay, well, I guess that means he's going to go to the fuel station here first. And that actually reminds me, speaking of the fuel station, everyone, if we go back to our farm here, between episodes, of course, I was picking up the stones, or Courseplay, I should probably more accurately say, was picking up the stones. I think it was on field 43. Apparently, Courseplay needed fuel. And I've never seen this happen before, but somehow Courseplay auto drive, it went to the nearest fuel spot, which, I don't know, was that this one here? Is there fuel? Yeah, I bet you that was right there, probably. Yeah, Circle Farms, yep. He went down to the Circle Farms and refueled. I was like, whoa, Well, that's cool. I'm not sure how, why, like, yeah. But anyway, not complaining. Evan just have seen that happen before. Like, again, I know auto drive Evan can do it. And actually, Courseplay used to be able to do it too. I guess maybe it still can. I've just never seen Courseplay do it here recently. But yeah, Courseplay actually went and refueled itself. Now, he did unfortunately get stuck coming back to the field, so he wasn't quite a seamless refuel of him. But if he wouldn't have gotten stuck coming back to the field, I would have to assume, like, it would have been a perfect operation there. Courseplay ran out of, well, didn't quite run out, but got low on fuel, went and refueled, tried to come back to the field and got stuck, unfortunately. But if he wouldn't have, he would have come back to the field, picked up where he left off, and kept going. Like, wow, that's cool. Of course, we got our conveyor all sitting right there. One probably going to need some seed for this field, I'm betting here. We won't need any liquid fertilizer because we are planting soybeans again, like I said. Soybeans do not need any fertilizer, so... Actually, before I forget and before we start here again, what's the status on this field? Weeds growing. It needs, well, if I can get it to show up here, it needs a weeder, right? Yep. Okay, so we should grab our weeder here, which means we'll probably want to grab this tractor. I think our weeder's actually up in the shed there, if I remember correctly. So maybe we'll park this up in the shed, and we'll go grab the weeder. I think I'm going to park this in the big shed here, though. Probably why I never put stuff in my sheds, Evan, because then you got to play shed Tetris. And I don't know about you folks, I'd rather not spend an entire episode just playing shed Tetris, just so I can get the weeder or whatever it is, that we need that's parked in the back out. You got to move every single piece of equipment just so you can get to it. It's like, nah, we'll just, we'll leave it out in the open. It's good for it anyway, right? Actually, not typically. I mean, it usually is better if you can park your equipment inside. Keeps it out of the rain, keeps the sun off it. The sun, believe it or not, can make a big difference. Fades the paint, rots the hoses, whatever else might be going on with it. Yeah, typically, oh, you know what? Oh, just need to go to this field right here. Typically is never good for it. And, of course, you have the rain then, too. Rain can get into stuff, rust out bearings, and who knows what else. Got a vehicle sitting inside, rust can get in the motor. That, of course, is never good. Okay, Courseplay, you're up. We'll just have Courseplay work on this. Probably don't need that many headlands. 3 should be plenty. Generate the course. There you go. We'll leave Courseplay to take care of that here. Bye-bye, weeds. That'll save us a little bit on our nitrogen cost. Pretty much just for the cost of a little bit of fuel. And hired worker, too, I guess. Also need to pay that. Okay, there we go. Soybeans. And yeah, we're going to have the mulch planted texture here. Again, we did not cultivate this field in any way, shape, or form. I suspect, if I would have cultivated, I probably would have ended up with stones on it. And again, that's why I didn't cultivate this field. And as I've said before, to my knowledge, I don't think there's any sort of yield hit from not plowing. As long as you take care of the weeds anyway, which, again, because we did not cultivate this field, I have my doubts if the weeder is going to be a sufficient tool for removing the weeds. We'll see once here. Maybe it will be. Actually, you know what? I could probably get out and look right now, right? Should be able to, I think. Weeds. Oh, wait. Oh, weeds growing. Actually says a weeder will do the trick. We'll have to see once. Although I did see... Oh, maybe that was these here. Okay, yeah, it's saying weeds large here. And for the weeds large here, the only thing you can do is, like, well, cultivate them or spray them. Spraying will kill them. Which that reminds me, I mean, for the sake of realism, I was actually going to spray these. I completely forgot about that. Oh, well. I suppose I could stop, but we'll just keep on going here. The planter somehow miraculously just, like, destroys all the weeds. I mean, I'm not quite sure how that's possible, but it's amazing, isn't it? It's also quite the texture change, too, when you think about it. I mean, typically, you don't see much in the way of changes on fields with a planter. A drill, sometimes you will, but a drill, obviously, the rows are much, much closer together. If you look out across the field, usually you can see that a little bit better. Kind of like what you're seeing here, right? But with a row crop style planter one, not a whole lot of changes on the field, maybe other than the tire tracks and the tractor tracks, stuff like that. Rows are spaced out 30 inches apart typically. Okay, anyway, we'll head over to the comment section here, see what you folks had to say here from the last episode. And like I said, I know I've already had a few of the stone comments, so makes me really question, why am I playing with stones turned on, everyone? Must have a stone that hit me in the head or something. I don't know, but I have no idea. Anyway, a glutton for punishment. That's probably what it was. Anyway, to the comments here. Willard Locks was saying, great video as always. Hey, thank you very much for that. Says, I turn the stones off. Can't stand to play with the stones on. I kind of have to agree with him. I do the same thing, and I can't stand to have the stones turned on either, typically. We are playing it with it turned on this series, Evan. We'll probably keep it turned on. I will see once, Evan. I don't know. But, yeah, it's just the enormous amount of stones, Evan, that I find to be absolutely ridiculous. Because, again, you can't just, like, buy one of the smaller pickers, Evan, and just go spot pick the field. I guess you could, but you'd be leaving a lot of stones behind. Like, if you actually want to get all the stones picked up, everyone, like, you literally need to drive up and down every single row, depending on the width of your rock picker, and pick up rocks. Jenny was saying, nice video. Hey, thank you very much for that. RC Win was saying, I play with stones and rolling turned off. Seems like it's a Euro thing for the stones and rolling to me. Great videos, by the way. The 1775 NT 2022 has openers for both seed and fertilizer. That is true. It does. A little bit of an interesting setup on this planter. Most of the planters I'm familiar with when it comes to liquid fertilizer are putting it on in the same opener that puts the seed. But this one here actually, and at least I'm assuming that's what this is, actually has a set of openers out front for the fertilizer. I don't know if those are those in line with the row or are they offset? I'm not entirely sure how that works with these particular ones. Oh, lag spike. Yep. Autosave. Hatcher was saying, good video. Hey, thank you very much again for that. He says, a good spray trailer is the Load King. It's in the mod hub under low loaders. Well, maybe I have to check that out. As I was asking their last episode, I don't know if folks know of any good spray trailers. Let me know. I figured that actually might come in handy here for this particular planter. And a reminder again, too, by the way, we do have to put fertilizer down on 2 of our fields. Both our corn fields will need fertilizer yet. The wheat fields, I believe, are actually, no, the oat fields, I'm sorry. The oat fields should be taken care of. I think they are all set, but, Yeah, both cornfields need a little bit of fertilizer because, again, I put down a straight amount. Which reminds me I should probably change that, change application rate. Yeah, we'll just activate the automatic one there. Watch out for this. Again, soybeans is 0, so no fertilizer. Always seemed a little bit weird to me, Evan, to not be putting down any fertilizer, but I get what Giants is trying to do with it, but at the same time, it's like, nah, that's not quite right if you ask me. You typically still put down fertilizer, but whatever. And it's interesting, too, I mean, if you like consider base game without precision farming, everyone, then you do need to fertilize your soybeans. But if you're playing with the precision farming mod, then you don't. For precision farming, soybeans do not need any fertilizer. Anyway, looking at time, it looks like it is unfortunate time to wrap it up here for this episode. So that you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. Oh, and I just realized we were putting down fertilizer, weren't we? Hey. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, how come it's not showing it down here? That's why, because we were putting down fertilizer, and we don't need to be. I didn't realize if you leave the manual active, or the manual rate of it, it still actually puts down fertilizer even if you don't need it. Okay, good to know. Learned something there. Anyway, again, wrapping up, Evan. Thanks for watching, and until next time.